Welcome to Southern New Hampshire University Justice 224 Legal Research. This is the fifth mini lecture in Module 1, and the activity item is 1-3, which is a final project review. I just strongly encourage you to take time to review this, the final project, what the 3 milestones are, because it will make your readings much easier. You'll be reading the textbook, understanding how you're going to use it, and it'll make it much easier for you to finish the projects on time and certainly your final project. As I mentioned in another, this really is a research class, so that's what you're working on. So the first thing you need to do is thoroughly read the fact pattern. That's the case study. You'll find it in week 7, excuse me, where the final assignment is. I think it's 7-2. The basis of the story, so that you'll know as you start to read it, is Victor is a 13-year-old boy with some problems. Benny is a gang member. Victor is a gang wannabe, wants to grow up and be in the gangs. Benny and Victor are at the mall in the food court. Benny recognizes Private Dan, someone from the neighborhood who escaped. He got out, he got in the military. Private Dan testified against the leader of the gang. The gang leader was sentenced to prison. Benny wants revenge. Benny gives a gun to young 13-year-old Victor and tells him to take care of Private Dan. Victor shoots Dan. Dan survives. Those are the base, and the kid gets arrested. That's a real quick synopsis. So make sure you understand those facts. You need to identify 5 separate legal issues. There are more than 20, probably 25. I know that you don't know all the ramifications, or some of you don't, the peace officers may, for search and seizure and what laws are violated. That's the point of the exercise, is that you identify the legal issues based on your personal knowledge. You'll get to find out whether or not they are legal issues or what the legal issues are. So there isn't like a right or wrong. This is the starting of a research project, and obviously is there a violation of federal, state, or local law. So you need to create a roadmap. Once you've read this case study a couple times and now you go, okay, I think I know what it is. However you've done it in the past, I want to offer to you a method called the Cornell note-taking system, and you can use this method for this assignment to identify legal issues, identify the facts first, and then identify at least what you think the legal issues are. It will help you find the law and that controls the answer. It'll help you with your research, I think. Now, if you have another way of doing it, that's fine. I have attached to the announcement for this 3 different samples of the Cornell note-taking method. I'm going to show you a 4th one. It doesn't make any difference which form you use. It's the concept, it's the format. In the left-hand column, you list the action or the event. Victor shot Dan. Now, on the right-hand column, you're going to list, say, what do you think that legal issue is? Well, let's take that one as a given. It's against the law to shoot someone. Okay, so the legal issue is what crime? Is it going to be a federal, a state, or a local crime? The legal issues for you to look at in this one would be Dan is a United States soldier, Dan is on duty, Dan is acting as a U.S. soldier, so is it a federal crime or a state crime or a local crime? That would be a given for one of these many issues. Okay, you don't have to be right. You may write down something and think it's an issue, and it isn't. That's okay. That's okay. It'll be easy to find 5 for you to finish. All right, the 4th example for the Cornell I've attached. The 3 I've given you by handout is much better, but this is frankly the one that I had the best image of. You will see attorneys commonly use the Cornell note-taking method in court. You can use it in class. I realize it's online anymore, but you could use it in these little mini lectures. Okay, and so you can see the left hand, they call it a Q column. This would be for listening to a lecture. Then the note-taking area, and then you write the summary at the bottom. And so the key to the thing is you're going to reduce and then recite, and then you're going to record for review, and then you're going to review. And that's where the summary comes in if it's a true lecture. Now you may use that summary here or you may not. It is entirely up to you. Okay, milestone number 2 for week 4. You need to properly frame the legal issue. You need to choose your research technique. So in week 1, you just have to identify the issues, and there's some other parts of the assignment. Then in week 2, in Milestone 2, week 4, you're going to choose your research technique. Well, in the readings in chapters 1, 2, and 3, you're going to see where there is discussion about that. So I have a week to get your paper back to you to help give you guidance to get you on the right legal issues. You're going to analyze the research techniques. Are you going to look for statutory law or case law? Are you going to look for legal encyclopedias, secondary sources, those kinds of things? So that's why I'm saying if you have a feel for where you want to go, it'll make reading that the textbook much easier. Submit a detailed research plan, and this is your draft for section 2 of your final paper. Milestone number 3 is in week 5. You need to organize your results of your research, submit a draft of your application of the law. Now you've identified legal issues, you've researched them, and you found out whether you were right or wrong and what they are, and then you're going to identify and describe your findings. Then the final project in week 7, you incorporate the first 3 milestone papers into your finished paper. I do have an example of a little slightly more complex issue to give you an idea of the things you may want to look for. The police identify Victor through a surveillance tape at the mall. Gee, no great surprise. Private Dan is actually shot at a post office, so there's more surveillance video. The police go to Victor's home, knock on the door, the mother, and they say, "Is Victor here?" And mother says, "No, Victor isn't home." The police push her out of the way and then and then go ahead and search the house without a warrant. So the legal issue would be, did they need a warrant? So that would give you an idea of a second issue that you may find interesting. I hope this is helpful to you. Again, spend a little time on this. I know there's a lot to go, but you figure that in an online class you need to make up for what would have been lecture hall time. So that would have been somewhere between 3 and 5 hours a week, and then you usually need to put in about that amount of time on your homework, if you will, 3 to 5 hours a week. So this is a 10 or 12 hour a week class if you want to do really well. Hope this helps you. Look forward to talking to you the next time. Thank you.